Welcome to your introductory video on the internationally recognised qualification L&D9DI, assessing workplace competence using direct and indirect methods, awarded by the Scottish Qualifications Authority. In this short video, we will help you to understand the SQA L&D9DI qualification, who this qualification is aimed at, and what your assessors need to do to achieve the qualification. We will also highlight a couple of key considerations that will help you to understand if L&D9DI is appropriate for your organisation. At the end of the video, we will talk briefly about alternative assessor training and qualification options that may be of interest to you. L&D9DI is a standard of competence for those assessing using both direct and indirect methods of assessment. L&D9DI requires you to use a variety of assessment methods, including direct methods such as observation and questioning. This involves your assessors being present while the assessment takes place. You will also use indirect methods of assessment such as a witness testimony. Indirect methods are where the candidates gather the evidence and provide it to the assessor for review and assessment. We will support you through the qualification and we will work with you to make sure you meet the requirements. As SQA L&D9DI is a competence-based qualification, assessors will need to provide evidence to demonstrate that they are planning and recording assessments against your company's standards. This is an internationally recognised qualification. We have been delivering accredited assessor qualifications since 1996, and we work with organisations and learners across the world. There are many individuals who require and benefit from the L&D9DI qualification. This qualification is suitable for individuals who assess competence in the workplace. This will include assessors who are responsible for assessing accredited programs such as NVQs, OPITO awards and other accredited programs. Each assessor must have the opportunity to complete 2 assessments for 2 learners each, so that's 4 assessments in total, and use both direct and indirect methods. Assessors are required to produce assessment records for all 4 assessments. Lastly, you must have someone who is able to confirm that the assessments are acceptable and verified. Assessors working on the qualification need to demonstrate that they are working with others within their organisation to achieve consistency. Your assessors will need to complete some initial training so that they understand their role as an assessor. This training should ideally be linked back to your organisation's assessment process and paperwork so that the assessors are clear on what your organisation is expecting. As the assessors are working towards a qualification, they must understand the qualification requirements and what they will need to do once the training is complete. Following your assessor's initial training, the assessors return to the workplace to gather the evidence required for the SQA L&D9DI. Polaris Learning offer different training delivery methods for this qualification, including a training workshop which covers the principles and process of assessment, or online and blended learning through our Learning Portal Plus. Let's look in more detail at what your assessors need to do to meet the requirements of the qualification. The main requirement is that they provide evidence from assessing 2 learners. They must provide assessment records from these 4 assessments and include written assessment plans and written feedback to the 2 learners that they have assessed. They must also provide evidence of using direct and indirect methods. Finally, there must be evidence of quality assurance of their assessments, which involves the internal verification of their assessments and evidence of working with others. It is really important to check that your competency management system or assessment process meet the requirements of SQA L&D9DI. As discussed earlier, the better the fit with the L&D9DI qualification, the better this will help assessors understand what they are doing and in turn help your organisation implement their competency management system. You will also need to consider whether the training and qualification will improve the ability of your assessors to assess within your competency management system or assessment process. If you are required by your supply chain to implement the L&D9DI, it is important to make sure that your assessors are able to achieve the qualification. It is also important that the training they will receive will improve their ability to assess within your organisation's setup. If you are concerned that you do not have in place what is needed for SQA L&D9DI, please contact us as we can help you to look at this. You may also be interested in other assessor training and qualification options that Polaris Learning offer. If so, please contact us.